The Night Doorbell presenting the Devil Show. Hi friends, how are you? I Bob Christopher. Today I telling a very interesting story, so keep silence and use headphones. This story's title is Vengeful Specter. In the heart of New England, nestled among the dense woods, stood a centuries-old mansion known as Blackwood Manor. This imposing structure had a dark history, and its reputation for being haunted was well-deserved. Locals spoke in hushed tones about the malevolent force that resided within, the vengeful specter of Sir Reginald Blackwood. Sir Reginald had been a powerful and ruthless landowner in the early 18th century. He had amassed his fortune through deceit, betrayal, and the suffering of countless tenants who toiled on his vast estate. His cruelty was notorious, and tales of his wickedness spread far and wide. One fateful night, a group of desperate villagers, driven to the brink of despair by Sir Reginald's tyranny, gathered in secret. They devised a plan to confront the tyrant and put an end to his reign of terror. Armed with torches and determination, they stormed Blackwood Manor, seeking justice. A violent confrontation ensued, and in the chaos, Sir Reginald met a gruesome end, his life snuffed out by the very people he had tormented for so long. But as he drew his final breath, he uttered a chilling curse, vowing to return and exact vengeance upon those who had dared to oppose him. Years passed, and the mansion fell into disrepair, its halls echoing with eerie whispers and cold draughts that defied explanation. The curse of Sir Reginald became a dark legend, and few dared to approach the mansion after nightfall. Then, one stormy night, a group of curious thrill-seekers decided to spend the night in Blackwood Manor, determined to prove that the tales of the vengeful specter were nothing more than superstitious nonsense. They laughed off the warnings of locals and ventured into the decaying mansion, armed with cameras and skepticism. As the clock struck midnight, strange things began to happen. Doors slammed shut on their own, footsteps echoed through empty hallways, and the temperature plummeted. The specter of Sir Reginald materialized before their eyes, a shadowy figure wreathed in malevolence. Terror gripped the intruders as they realized the curse was real. Desperate to escape, they made a frantic dash for the mansion's entrance. But the vengeful specter was relentless, pursuing them with an otherworldly fury. Emily's chilling account of that night was documented in a book that served as a grim testament to the mansion's haunting history. Over the years, Blackwood Manor gained notoriety as one of the most haunted places in New England. Paranormal investigators and brave thrill-seekers flocked to the mansion, hoping to capture evidence of the vengeful specter's existence. Many left with unexplainable photographs, eerie EVP recordings, and bone-chilling stories of their own encounters. Local authorities posted warnings around the property, discouraging trespassers, but curiosity and morbid fascination drew people to the mansion like moths to a flame. Some believed they could communicate with Sir Reginald's spirit, attempting to find redemption for the sins of their predecessors. As time went on, Blackwood Manor fell into further disrepair, becoming an ominous and foreboding structure. Nature began to reclaim the land around it, giving the mansion an even more eerie appearance, as if it were slowly being consumed by the vengeful spirit's lingering malevolence. In recent years, a debate arose over the fate of Blackwood Manor. Some argued for its preservation as a historical site, while others advocated for its demolition, hoping to finally break the curse and put an end to the horrors associated with the vengeful specter. Armed with an array of high-tech equipment and a deep knowledge of the supernatural, the team ventured into the decaying mansion. They set up cameras in every room, placed audio recorders strategically, and began their attempt to communicate with the vengeful spirit. Hours turned into days, and the investigators experienced strange phenomena. Shadows darted across the walls, disembodied voices whispered chilling messages, and the temperature fluctuated dramatically. It was as if the very essence of Sir Reginald's malevolence was resisting their efforts. Finally, on a moonless night, they performed the ritual of purification in the heart of the mansion. It was a solemn ceremony, involving incantations and offerings meant to appease the restless spirit. As they chanted and poured holy water, an intense, bone-chilling cold filled the room. Then, at the climax of the ritual, the vengeful specter appeared once more, its form more terrifying than ever. It let out a blood-curdling scream that reverberated through the mansion. But instead of lashing out in anger, it seemed to wail in agony. The investigators continued the ritual, undeterred by the specter's horrific presence. Slowly, over the course of what felt like an eternity, the entity began to dissipate. It let out one final, mournful cry and vanished into thin air. The mansion itself seemed to sigh with relief, its atmosphere lightening as if a heavy burden had been lifted. The curse of Sir Reginald Blackwood appeared to have finally been broken. The news of the Vengeful Specter's departure spread quickly, and the legend that had plagued Blackwood Manor for centuries began to fade. The mansion was eventually restored and transformed into a historical museum, where visitors could learn about its dark past and the valiant efforts to rid it of the vengeful spirit. The historical museum that now occupied the mansion's halls featured exhibitions about the life and times of Sir Reginald Blackwood, as well as the harrowing tale of the Vengeful Specter's departure. It became a hub for paranormal enthusiasts who hoped to unlock the mysteries that still clung to the old estate. To ensure the vengeful spirit's curse remained dormant, a group of dedicated individuals formed a society dedicated to the preservation and protection of Blackwood Manor. They held regular ceremonies and rituals, maintaining a watchful eye on the mansion's spiritual energy. However, as the years passed without any sign of the Vengeful Specter's return, skepticism began to grow. Some believed that the spirit had been banished for good, while others argued that the entity had merely retreated, biding its time for a resurgence. Then, one ominous night, a lightning storm of unprecedented ferocity descended upon the village, casting the mansion in an eerie, flickering glow. The locals who witnessed the storm swore they heard the echoing laughter of Sir Reginald Blackwood himself in the howling wind. The society's members hurriedly gathered at Blackwood Manor, their faces etched with worry. They performed their rituals with greater fervor than ever before, hoping to quell whatever malevolent force had been stirred by the storm. Yet, despite their efforts, the mansion seemed to pulse with an unsettling energy, as if the Vengeful Specter were on the verge of returning. As the storm raged on, a chilling figure materialized within the mansion. It was the Vengeful Specter, more wrathful and menacing than ever before. With each thunderclap, it drew nearer to the entrance, its spectral form contorted in rage. The society members, armed with their knowledge of the occult, confronted the entity with a renewed determination. They recited ancient incantations and invoked the powers of light and protection, creating a barrier to contain the spirit's fury. A fierce battle between the forces of good and evil unfolded within the mansion's walls, with the storm serving as a backdrop to the supernatural clash. The entity fought back with all its might, but the society's members stood strong, their resolve unwavering. Then, in a blinding flash of light, the Vengeful Specter let out a final, anguished cry. It was sucked into an otherworldly vortex, disappearing into the void from which it had emerged. The storm outside suddenly subsided, and an eerie calm settled over Blackwood Manor. The society members knew they had prevailed, but they also realized that the mansion would forever be a battleground between the forces of light and darkness. They continued their vigil, understanding that the curse of Sir Reginald Blackwood and his Vengeful Specter might never truly be extinguished. Visitors from far and wide came to the mansion, not just seeking a glimpse of the supernatural but also to witness the indomitable human spirit's ability to confront malevolent forces. Ghost hunters, mediums, and skeptics all arrived with their own agendas, hoping to either validate or debunk the legend. One renowned paranormal investigator, Professor Evelyn Hartley, arrived at Blackwood Manor with a team of experts and state-of-the-art equipment. Their mission was to unravel the mysteries that still clung to the mansion, particularly the enigmatic return of the Vengeful Specter. For weeks, Professor Hartley's team meticulously documented every aspect of the mansion's paranormal activity. They captured chilling EVP recordings, spectral images, and video footage of objects moving on their own. It was clear that the Vengeful Specter's presence had not been fully eradicated. As Professor Hartley delved deeper into the mansion's history, she uncovered a series of hidden chambers beneath the estate. These chambers contained long-forgotten diaries and documents written by Sir Reginald Blackwood himself. The writings revealed a disturbing obsession with the occult and the summoning of dark forces. It became evident that Sir Reginald's malevolence had roots in his own actions, as he had dabbled in forbidden rituals to gain power. This revelation added a new layer of complexity to the Vengeful Specter story, suggesting that the curse might be tied not only to his earthly deeds but also to supernatural forces he had invoked. Professor Hartley theorized that the Vengeful Specter's return was linked to the dark forces that Sir Reginald had unleashed in his quest for power. She believed that a more intricate and potent ritual would be needed to permanently sever the connection between the spirit and the occult energies that bound it. With great caution, Professor Hartley and her team embarked on a daring plan. They gathered at Blackwood Manor and began a series of ceremonies aimed at purging the mansion of the malevolent energies once and for all. The rituals were intense and physically demanding, requiring all their expertise and resolve. As they reached the climax of their efforts, the mansion trembled as if in protest. The Vengeful Specter returned, its form twisted and contorted by rage. But this time, it was met with an unyielding force of light and purification. The final battle between the supernatural forces unfolded, with the very foundations of Blackwood Manor shaking from the sheer magnitude of the conflict. In the end, the Vengeful Specter was vanquished, its form dissipating into a brilliant burst of light. The mansion, once a battleground of darkness, was bathed in a cleansing glow. The curse that had tormented it for centuries was finally broken. Professor Hartley and her team had succeeded where countless others had failed, bringing closure to the legend of the Vengeful Specter. The mansion, once a place of dread, had become a symbol of hope and triumph over the supernatural. With the curse lifted, Blackwood Manor underwent a remarkable transformation. It was fully restored to its former grandeur, and the hidden chambers that had harbored Sir Reginald Blackwood's dark secrets were sealed off forever. The mansion's new purpose was clear: it would serve as a beacon of historical significance and a testament to the power of human determination. Visitors flocked to Blackwood Manor, not just for its haunted history, but to witness the remarkable journey from darkness to light. The museum's exhibitions now showcased the story of Professor Hartley and her team, highlighting their relentless pursuit of the truth and their ultimate victory over the Vengeful Specter. The society that had guarded the mansion for so long continued to play a vital role in its preservation. As years turned into decades, Blackwood Manor became a center for paranormal research and education. It hosted conferences, lectures, and workshops, drawing scholars and enthusiasts from across the globe. The mansion's enduring legend attracted researchers who sought to unravel the mysteries of the supernatural, not with fear, but with a thirst for knowledge. The Vengeful Specter story, once a tale of terror, had evolved into a narrative of triumph and redemption. It was a reminder that even in the face of the most malevolent forces, humanity's resilience and determination could prevail. In the village that had long been haunted by the Specter's curse, a newfound sense of peace and prosperity took hold. The memory of the dark times endured, but it was overshadowed by the hope and inspiration that Blackwood Manor now represented. Yet, whispers in the night persisted, as some believed that the Vengeful Specter had not been entirely eradicated but merely contained. They speculated that, under certain conditions, the malevolent force might return, challenging the newfound tranquility. they came not just to witness the mansion's remarkable transformation but also to explore the unanswered questions that still lingered in the air. One such question that continued to vex investigators was the true nature of the Vengeful Specter and the source of its malevolence. Professor Evelyn Hartley, now a revered figure in the field, dedicated her life to uncovering the Spectre's origins. She believed that understanding the entity's past was the key to ensuring that the curse remained forever broken. Years of tireless research led Professor Hartley to a revelation. Buried deep within the archives of an ancient monastery, she discovered a forgotten manuscript written by a monk who had lived during Sir Reginald Blackwood's time. This manuscript contained a shocking revelation. Sir Reginald had made a dark pact with a malevolent entity known as the Shadowed One. The Shadowed One was an ancient and powerful demon, imprisoned in a realm between worlds. Sir Reginald had sought its aid to attain wealth, power, and vengeance against those who had wronged him. In exchange, he had offered his own soul, binding himself to the entity's will and opening a portal that allowed the demon's influence to seep into the mortal realm. This discovery shed new light on the Vengeful Specter's curse. It was not just the tormented spirit of Sir Reginald Blackwood but a manifestation of the Shadowed One's malevolence, fueled by the anguish and suffering of the villagers he had oppressed. The curse had endured for so long because the demonic pact remained intact. Armed with this knowledge, Professor Hartley assembled a team of experts in the occult to embark on a perilous quest, to confront the Shadowed One in its otherworldly prison and sever its connection to the mortal realm. It was a journey fraught with danger, as they would need to traverse the boundary between worlds and face a being of unimaginable darkness. The expedition led them to a desolate, otherworldly landscape, where the Shadowed One awaited, a towering, amorphous presence. With great courage and resolve, they began the ritual to break the pact and banish the demon forever. The battle that ensued was unlike anything the team had ever experienced. The Shadowed One unleashed torrents of malevolent energy, but the team stood firm, fueled by their determination to end the curse once and for all. As the final incantations were recited, the demon let out a deafening roar, its form dissipating into an otherworldly void. Back in the mortal realm, Blackwood Manor shook one last time, as if shedding the last remnants of its cursed past. The mansion's transformation was complete, and it radiated a newfound sense of peace and light. The legend of the Vengeful Specter had finally reached its conclusion. The curse that had haunted Blackwood Manor and its surrounding village for centuries was broken, and the malevolent entity that had tormented generations was banished from existence. The mansion and its surrounding village thrived in ways they hadn't in centuries, as if the land itself had been cleansed of its dark past. The once dreaded mansion was now a symbol of hope and resilience. It continued to attract curious visitors, not for tales of horror, but to witness the remarkable transformation from a place of terror to a beacon of light. Tourists and scholars came to learn about the triumph over malevolence, and Blackwood Manor became a hub for history, culture, and the paranormal. Professor Evelyn Hartley, the relentless investigator who had played a pivotal role in ending the curse, was celebrated as a hero. Her groundbreaking research and her team's courage had not only solved the mystery of the Vengeful Specter but had also cast a light on the darker aspects of human ambition and the consequences of dabbling in the occult. Blackwood Manor's archives, once filled with tales of horror, were now repositories of knowledge and lessons learned. Scholars, historians, and researchers delved into its records, seeking to understand the intricate web of events that had led to the curse and its eventual resolution. The society that had guarded the mansion for generations continued its vigil, although their role had evolved. They no longer defended against a malevolent force but instead ensured that the lessons of the past were not forgotten. They organized educational programs, lectures, and exhibitions to share the history and significance of Blackwood Manor with the world. Over time, the village itself underwent a renaissance. Its economy thrived as tourists flocked to the area, staying in quaint inns and enjoying the local cuisine. The villagers, who had once lived in fear, embraced their newfound prosperity and welcomed visitors with open arms. Generations born after the curse knew Blackwood Manor as a place of wonder, not dread. They listened to stories of courage and determination, of the triumph of light over darkness, and grew up believing in the power of the human spirit to overcome even the most formidable of challenges. And yet, whispers persisted in the village, echoing through the cobblestone streets and around the fireplace hearths. Some believed that the Vengeful Specter, while banished, had not been completely destroyed but had merely retreated to the shadows, waiting for an opportunity to return. While such thoughts were met with skepticism, they served as a reminder that the legacy of Blackwood Manor was not just a story of triumph but also a cautionary tale. It underscored the importance of respecting the boundaries between the living and the dead, and the enduring consequences of dark pacts and unchecked ambition. The mansion's transformation from a place of dread to a symbol of hope had touched the souls of countless individuals, leaving an indelible mark on the collective consciousness. The village itself had flourished, its newfound prosperity bolstered by the influx of visitors seeking to experience the remarkable tale of the Vengeful Specters. Defeat. Inns, shops, and local businesses thrived, and the villagers, who once bore the weight of the curse, now reveled in the bounty of their vibrant community. Professor Evelyn Hartley's groundbreaking research into the curse and its ultimate resolution continued to inspire scholars, researchers, and students from across the globe. Blackwood Manor's archives became a revered source of knowledge, a testament to the power of human courage and intellect in the face of the supernatural. The society that had guarded the mansion through generations adapted to its new role as custodians of history and storytellers. They welcomed visitors with tales of the Vengeful Specter's demise and the bravery of those who had faced the malevolent force. Each year, the society organized a grand festival, celebrating the mansion's transformation and the enduring spirit of the village. Yet, the echoes of the past still lingered, and the whispers of the Vengeful Specter's possible return refused to fade entirely. Some believed that the malevolent force had merely retreated, lurking in the shadows, awaiting an opportunity to resurface. One chilly autumn evening, an unexplained event occurred at Blackwood Manor. The mansion's old clock, long silent, began to chime the hour with a haunting melody. The villagers, who had become accustomed to the mansion's newfound serenity, were taken aback by the eerie sound. Rumors quickly spread through the village, reigniting old fears. The society members gathered at the mansion, concerned that the Vengeful Specter's malevolence had returned. They performed the rituals and incantations that had once banished the entity, seeking to reaffirm the mansion's peaceful state. As they chanted and invoked the powers of protection, an otherworldly presence began to manifest. The Vengeful Specter, its form ethereal and twisted, emerged once more. It seemed weakened, as if the passage of time had eroded its strength. The society members, undaunted by the specter's reappearance, confronted the entity with renewed determination. They implored it to find peace and let go of its lingering anger, hoping that their words would reach whatever remained of Sir Reginald Blackwood's tormented spirit. The specter hesitated, its malevolent energy waning, and then, with a final, mournful sigh, it dissipated into the night. The mansion's surroundings grew still, and the old clock ceased its haunting chimes. The society members and villagers took this as a sign that the Vengeful Specter, while it had briefly returned, had finally found rest. They continued to celebrate Blackwood Manor's transformation and the triumph over the supernatural, viewing the entity's reappearance as a reminder of the ongoing need to protect the boundaries between the living and the dead. The echoes of the past seemed to fade into the annals of history, and the ominous legend that had cast a shadow over the area for generations felt truly laid to rest. The clock in the mansion fell silent once more, its eerie chimes becoming a memory. The villagers, although momentarily rattled by the specter's brief return, soon embraced the lasting peace that had returned to their lives. Blackwood Manor continued to thrive as a symbol of triumph and resilience, drawing visitors from far and wide. Professor Evelyn Hartley's remarkable research into the curse and its resolution garnered international recognition. Her work not only unraveled the mysteries of the Vengeful Specter but also shed light on the complexities of the human spirit and the enduring consequences of ill-conceived pacts with malevolent forces. She became a revered figure in the world of paranormal studies, and her teachings inspired the society that had guarded the mansion through generations embraced its role as the keepers of history and storytellers of the village's remarkable transformation. The annual festival they organized became a grand celebration of resilience and the indomitable human spirit. Generations born after the Spectre's final departure grew up with stories of bravery and the triumph of good over evil. The legends of Blackwood Manor served as cautionary tales, reminding all who heard them of the consequences of dark ambitions and the importance of protecting the boundaries between the worlds of the living and the dead. As the years turned into centuries, Blackwood Manor endured as a beacon of hope and enlightenment. It remained a place where the supernatural met the human spirit, where curiosity was met with knowledge, and where the boundaries of the unknown were continually explored. Yet, even as the legend of the Vengeful Specter faded into history, the mansion's ancient stones and silent hallways held secrets that had yet to be fully uncovered. Some believed that the spirit of Sir Reginald Blackwood might still linger within its walls, seeking ultimate redemption, whether a remnant of the past or a new chapter yet to be written. Blackwood Manor continued to stand as a testament to the enduring mysteries of the world, a reminder that the human spirit's capacity to confront and conquer the unknown was a story that would continue to unfold for generations to come. With this story ends here. If you like the story, then like the video and subscribe the channel and press the bell icon to pass it so that you keep getting such interesting stories. Thank you.